Hello, my name is Elsie Marvin. I'm a clinical chaplain, and I'm grateful to share the reflections on the grief support group session I recently conducted. The session took place on Wednesday, April 25th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at my local church, and it was a familiar space within our church, and the room was arranged in a circle to foster openness and visibility, which helped members feel seen and supported. We had 11 adult participants, a mix of regular attendees and new faces. Each individual was navigating some form of grief, whether due to a recent loss or anticipatory grief or prolonged mourning. Although I regularly lead this group, I designed a specific session so intentionally apply the concepts we have studied in this course. The session began with a brief welcome and a clear group norms: confidentiality, respect, voluntary participation, and allowing space for all voices. In these norms helped create the safety necessary for deeper engagements. That what I learned in this class, which gives emphasizes as it is an essential, as it is very much essential in support groups. I led an opening activity called the one word check in, where each person shared one word describing how they felt, followed by a short explanation. This gentle opener helped establish emotional presence early on and gave me a sense of the group's readiness. I then introduced the topic stages of grief with a short teaching segment. I explained how grief can affect us physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and shared a one page handout outlining grief responses and healthy coping strategies. This offered members a shared language and helped normalize their individual experiences. The majority of the session was spent in guided sharing, where I shared open ended questions like: would you like to share a memory of your loved one? What's been particularly difficult lately? What has helped you through hard days? As members shared, I used several group leadership techniques from Jacobs, what I learned, including linking similar stories, drawing out quieter members, and reflecting emotions back with care. This group was deeply engaged. There was quiet nodding, moments of shared laughter, and visible emotions. I noticed several members responding to each other with comfort and validation, which showed a strong level of group cohesion. Overall, I felt grounded and prepared. One of my strengths was setting a calm tone and guiding the group with steadiness. As someone trained in spiritual care, I leaned on the concept of non anxious presence to hold space for people's emotions without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. I also felt I balanced structure with openness, allowing participants to guide the emotional depth of the session while maintaining direction. My leadership style leaned towards democratic and relationship oriented, which helped participants feel empowered and respected. One challenge I noticed was managing time, which was when one participant became very emotional and spoke at length or a long time. When I didn't want, While I didn't want to rush her, I later recognized the need to gently redirect what I learned in this class, cutting off to preserve the space for others. That's something I plan to practice more intentionally. I also observed that newer participants hesitated more. In the future, I'll work on offering more invitations to speak and using subtle affirmations like a smile or a soft prompt to help them feel more at ease. This experience reminded me just how powerful it is when people are given the space to name their grief and be heard without judgment. No one was trying to solve anything, just being present with one another, and that was enough. My greatest takeaway is that connection doesn't require answers, it requires presence. That's something I will carry into all my future work in group settings. Going forward, I want to grow in managing group flow, especially in emotionally intense moments, and continue building skills that help newer members feel safe to speak. Integrating the strategies from Jacobs and Forsyth with my background in chaplaincy has been incredibly valuable. It has helped me become not only a better facilitator but a more intentional listener. Thank you for listening to this reflection and for the opportunity to learn and grow through this process.